What's up YouTube? Now it's been a while since I've actually done a video like this before. As I'm sure you're aware, as I haven't really been very active just recently. But today we've got part 2 of the Gallipoli 1915 shell. It's pretty rare. Obviously, if you look at it in this condition now compared to up here, you'll see it's actually cleaned up amazing. And it's basically in mint condition. There's a few light patches of where it's has the odd surface rust, but it's in remarkable condition, to be fair, for its age. Dry band is fired, but in very good condition. You can see a bit of polish in the grooves there, but nothing major. As regards to markings on the shell, we have an M, an L, faint marks of an L there, a 7 and a C. As far as I'm aware, there's not really anything else that's markings on it. Nothing on the sides, nothing on the adapter ring. Normally there's a lot number, because if you look on this identical fuse, we have a lot number on the steel adapter, but this one doesn't have it. The fuse itself has been over polished at one stage of its life, because there should be markings on this ring. And if we go around faintly, you can see the time is there from where it used to be, and then we have a few Turkish numbers here, but that's just from where. There should also be a date stamped here, but it's been worn off. Fortunately, the writing on the top cone is as it should be, but it has been over polished. Anyway, I'm going to go and take it off the shell, as you saw us do in the last video, but obviously it's been cleaned up now. And I am quite pleased with how this shell's cleaned up. It's come up remarkably well. And put that fuse to one side. Obviously the shell is empty. As you can see, there's nothing inside, no tin cup or anything. It's all completely empty. And the threads are in really good condition. Really nice shell overall. I'm quite happy with it. Obviously the fuse, as the steel adapter ring, simply unscrews, and we're going to put that to one side. And then the nose cone. Now, amazingly, in the other video you would have seen that the plug that's in there actually unscrews. And that never happens. That's highly rare. So I'm going to go ahead and try and get this unscrewed for us now. Normally you have to drill these out because they just never come undone, but we've been lucky in this case, because normally they use a steel pin to go through, but this is a brass pin, so it hasn't actually had the corrosion that a steel pin would get, and therefore it hasn't rusted. And as you can see, there she is. Threads so far, then the unthreaded end locks into the threads in the nose cone. Now it's amazing because it's unscrewed, because there's not really anything to unscrew that with. If you look, that's all that it's got. Bit of an indent. So I'll put that there. And anyway, onto the nose cone. Easily unscrews, as it should. Nicely. Cleaned up really well. Not really any markings on it other than what's on the top cone, which is in Turkish. So we'll pop that there. And then we have the spring that sits on the igniter. And then we have the igniter itself. And the igniter spring. So we've got the igniter drum and the spring that holds it in place. Right, then we have the oh famous miniature pin that is absolutely tiny and locks this ring in place. So I'm going to go ahead and get that out now. That's just fell out. Now this pin is tiny. I almost lost it there. Very small pin. So it's important not to lose that. And obviously the next ring unscrews. This is really uncommon because most fuses just have rings that slide on. So it's quite unusual to find one that screws. So far I've only found this model of fuse that unscrews. Then we have the standard flat ring with the 2 pins either side. Now this one's actually quite stiff and doesn't like coming undone. The pins tend to get jammed in it. So I'm going to use a knife to just wedge it in. This is doing no damage, so it's not worth worrying. But you have to just work the pins out, as you saw in the main video of part 1. There's both pins. And now this ring is loose and free and just comes off. Once again, no markings on it, that is just the retaining ring for the timer ring. The timer ring is also a bit stiff on the fuse. Normally these spin freely, but this one doesn't seem to have done. It seems to have taken an impact at one stage, obviously when it was fired probably, and doesn't like turning on its own like freely. And there's the markings that you saw earlier. Obviously there should be timer stripes down here underneath the markings, but it's been polished out. Now the other mark on the fuse is the F on the bottom, which is standard. Every fuse, like each of these fuses has that F, you can see it on this fuse underneath. The adapter ring also stamped F. I can only presume that that was a maker's mark. Anyway, we have the internal side, which underneath just unscrews, as you can see. Nice threads, really came undone really easy, as you saw in part 1. Normally these are quite difficult to get out, but I just had to warm the side of the fuse up and it came out freely. So this just unscrews here. And then we have to get this detonator out of here, which is held in by a firing pin in this section, which doesn't always want to come out. But it is doing. And there's the detonator. Now this section can be undone freely, and that can be placed back down. And now we have the middle of the detonator, which of course is empty, which you can just unscrew here, as you can see. All unscrews nicely. And obviously we have the base now, which is completely stripped down and empty. We can pull that there. And there's not really much more to it than that. So thanks for watching, and keep a lookout for more videos. I may be uploading more in the near future. Thanks for watching.